Sometimes Donald Trump can be immensely entertaining, as you're about to see here. He went on Fox and Friends and endorsed Mitch McConnell for his re-election campaign in Kentucky. But I love how he's going to admit out loud what other establishment people would only admit behind closed doors.
People that want to run for office or are running for office, I've had a great track record. I do robocalls for people, and it's not even the money so much that they want. They want robocalls. You know, that's the new thing. You do a robo, and they say my robo is listened to more than anybody else's robo, meaning people don't just hang up the phone. And sort of interesting. But a lot of people, Mitch McConnell's coming up today, who I've been supporting. And, you know, I think it's very important because you have to take back the Senate. You have to end Obamacare. You have to just absolutely take back the Senate, and you have to do it quickly. And this is the one opportunity. And I think the Republicans are going to do very well. But the Mitch McConnell race is a very important race. And, you know, if I were in Kentucky, I can tell you, with all of Mitch's tenure and all of the money he brings back to Kentucky, I heard one person saying, oh, it's unfair. He brings so much money back to Kentucky. Well, I wish we had that in New York. I wish we had that elsewhere.
Right.
Because, frankly, if I'm in Kentucky, I love all the money coming back into Kentucky. But he gets that because of his power and because of his tenure.
Oh, that's precious. That is delicious. Yummy in my tummy. Do you get what he said there towards the end? He says, well, he should get reelected because he brings so much money back to Kentucky. And other people, they don't like, oh, I would love it if I'm in Kentucky. It would be fantastic. What's he referring to when he says that? He's referring to letter marks. Now, what are letter marks? Well, letter marks are when the senators write to each other and say, hey, I'll vote for this piece of legislation you want me to vote this certain way on if you hook up my district with an extra $45 million to build a statue of a pickle or whatever. I just made that up, but you get the point. They jam in pet projects for their district. It's a total waste of tax dollars, and it's basically bribing people for their vote on a bigger piece of legislation. They're called letter marks today. They used to be called earmarks, okay? Earmarks, it was in the open, it was transparent as they were bribing each other. But they banned earmarks and it went underground. Now it's called letter marks, and there's almost no transparency, and they still, the people in the Senate and the people in the House of Representatives are just bribing the shit out of each other with like, all right, what do you want? You want money for a museum? Boom, done. Okay, vote for this bill. Anyway, what do you want? And it just goes on and on. But he's admitting out loud there that Mitch McConnell, Mr. Small Government, conservative, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, laissez-faire capitalism kind of guy. He's like, oh, actually, Mitch McConnell loves big government. He brings so much money back to Kentucky for bullshit projects that he shouldn't be allowed to do it. Oh, my God, Donald Trump, you're so stupid. You're so stupid! You can't say that out loud! How does he not get that? To Donald Trump, he doesn't understand that, dude, you're part of the insider club. Behind closed doors, you say shit like that. You don't say that to the public. But that's why Donald Trump is so entertaining. He's clueless. He's clueless. Mitch McConnell has built up this facade of, I'm a conservative, I believe in small government. And in one sentence, Donald Trump is like, yeah, no, let's talk about the reality, how you send so much money back to Kentucky for bullshit projects because you're getting bribed. It's almost like he's admitting, oh, I would vote for Mitch McConnell because he's so corrupt. I love how he masks it behind the idea of tenure. He's like, he's so tenured, so he gets so much money to Kentucky. In other words, he's so corrupt and he knows everybody in Washington, so he finds a way to fuck over the taxpayer and send absurd amounts of money specifically back to Kentucky. We covered this in great detail one time. I think it's up on youtube.com/SecularTalk if you type Mitch McConnell into the search engine, where I detail like comments of Mitch McConnell about how he loves small government right next to he received $300 million for whatever, a whole bunch of new equipment for a coal company that's massively profitable already. It's all crony capitalism. It's all, see, this is what I always tell you, man. Republicans love big government as long as it's for them and their buddies. When they say we want small government and rugged, individualistic capitalism, they're talking about for poor people and black people and Democrats. If you need some money to make sure your kid doesn't starve, well, fuck you, here's some bootstraps, pull yourself up by them, I'm not going to help you with the government. But if Mitch McConnell's crony capitalist buddy on Wall Street or wherever in Kentucky, he needs a corporate welfare check just to make more money, fuck it, I'll do that, no problem. You gave money to my campaign, I got you. So Donald Trump giving away too much information there. And, of course, the other two parts, I can't go any further without bringing up the obvious hilarity of Donald Trump like, my robocalls are the best. I do the best robocalls ever. People love listening to my robocalls. They say people listen longer to my robocalls than anybody else's robocalls. Let me ask you a question. In the history of politics in the United States of America, how many people have actually sat through an entire robocall? The over-under is 6.5. I think if I had to take a guess, I'm going -4 people. Here's how robocalls usually go. You hear it's robocall, click. Okay. Hi, this is Donald Trump. I want you to click. What's on TV? You want a sandwich? Let's go grab a sandwich. Nobody listens to robocalls. My robocalls are totally huge. Everybody loves these robocalls I do. I'm thinking about doing robocalls for profit because people just love my robocalls. Nobody likes your robocalls. Nobody likes anybody's robocalls. And also, he had to do it because he's Donald Trump and he's talking politics. He's like, what we need to do is we need to end Obamacare. The 54 fucking times they tried already wasn't enough. Not gonna happen, Slappy. Get it through your head. Actually, there's a muskrat on your head, so maybe that's not the best idea, but how do you not understand that it's not going to happen? The ship has sailed. These guys don't get over anything. But then again, I don't know why I'm surprised that conservatives aren't getting over things. They still haven't gotten over the Civil War.